Yes, Seton.
When you go do a game at I'm going to call it a classic stadium,
Yes.
one that's been around for a very long time.
Right.
When you go sit down and you're in, I'm assuming a booth,
Yep.
right? And you're going to sit there and there's a table and stuff. Is the inside where you're working more modern than what the stadium appears? Or is it like, hey guys, we're all here in the press box and like, oh, the only outlet is over there and we're all plugging into that one outlet?
It is a great question. And the answer is Lambeau Field is amazing. And I mean this as sincerely as I mean anything else. Everyone listening, everyone watching, please put it on your bucket list. Please try to get to a game at some point at Lambeau Field. Seton, they have done the most unbelievable job I've ever seen where if you're sitting in the stands and looking at the field, it feels like it's still 1960 and Bart Starr and Jerry Kramer and Forrest Gregg and Jim Taylor and Paul Hornung, I could do this all day, Ray Nitschke, that they're going to come out there. And then the outside, what's the outside of a stadium called? The facade?
Yeah, the facade.
Sure,
The
yeah.
facade.
Look at you.
The facade looks like it's from the 1950s or 60s. Very well done. Looks like it's redone. Almost looks like an Ivy League stadium, right?
Sure.
From the outside.
Yeah.
But then the guts of it, it's really modern. They have all these nice luxury boxes. The booth, the press box and booth are amazing. I don't know what's that. Is that called retrofitting it? I don't know what they did. But somehow they made the inside and the outside look just the way you would expect it to. But then the middle part looks is as modern as anything.
Oh wow, that's really interesting. So they kept sort of like the that like same classic charm, but modernized everything for the actual workings of the stadium.
Yeah, and I can't emphasize this enough, okay?
Because it really doesn't show that. It looks like it's been like in a glass case since the day it was built. You know?
Incredible.
Yeah,
And the grass is so amazing. And the craziest thing about it, Packers fans are in the stadium an hour before the game. When the punters and kickers run out 55 minutes before kickoff, the crowd goes crazy. It's the wildest thing. I can't emphasize enough. I remember going there as a rookie, okay? It felt like we were driving down my street in Wyomissing, Pennsylvania. It felt like we were in just your normal suburban town, Delaware Avenue in Wyomissing, PA. And then we made a right turn. And it would be like, picture right next to your best friend's house in your neighborhood. There's an NFL stadium. I mean, now I know that there's probably bigger roads you can take to get there. And I think because it was the team bus for the Redskins, they took us on back roads. But it still is wild. Now, in fairness, they have bought some of the surrounding real estate and they have, commercialized it a little bit more. So it's not quite what it was my rookie year 24 years ago, but it is still incredible. Paulie?
Yeah, I've been there once in the 80s and twice in the past 10 years. And like Seton said, they haven't changed the tone. There's that street. It's called Shadow Lane. It's right by the field, right by Lombardi Ave. And there's a bunch of little houses, and they have tailgates in the back. But they did renovations for Lambeau Field. They started them, I think, maybe 20 years ago was a big one. And they kept the entire tone, the color, and the outside does not look like it was completely renovated. Now, they added modern amenities, but it's kind of the opposite of what the Chicago Bears did with Soldier Field. They basically landed a spaceship on Soldier Field, and it doesn't match at all. And like what they kept the outside of Soldier Field in the park area, but Soldier Field did not go the same tone as Lambeau Field and tried to match the outside, the facade.
So here's my question for all four of you and everybody listening or watching on Peacock. You can hit us up, 877-3DP Show, or you can hit us up on social, @DP Show. I am at Ross Tucker NFL. What's your number one bucket list sports venue? Not event, venue. What's the one venue you haven't gotten to that you really want to. I will start. This is actually kind of a combo platter, I would say, because I feel like you have to go there for the actual event, but it's the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. I don't think it would be the same if I just went to a random UCLA home game. I think it's got to be the actual Rose Bowl. I have watched that game every January 1st my entire life. I have seen how it's dark on the East Coast, but out there, the sunset in Southern California, it looks amazing. There might be others, but right now for me, in terms of ones I haven't seen yet, number one on my bucket list would be the Rose Bowl. Paulie?
I've worked 3 games at the Rose Bowl, and it's very similar to what you said. It's a neighborhood, and you're driving through this middle-class neighborhood in Pasadena, and all of a sudden you go down a hill, and there it is, out of nowhere. It looks like it doesn't look
Really?
Yes, it's a complete middle
I never knew that.
Yeah, you go down a hill, you turn right, and there's the parking, and there's the stadium, and it's old school, light on the amenities, and they do the flyover. It's worth it. Totally worth it.
Fritzy, do you have one?
I do. I don't know if it's a little less about, as you were saying, about the actual facility, more about like the specific game I'd want to see there. But I'd love to sit next to the Cameron Crazies and go to a North Carolina Duke basketball game at Cameron Indoors. Something I would really like to experience.
You know what? You're 1,000% right. That might almost even beat out Rose Bowl for me now that you say that. How many of those games have we watched over the years? All right, what about Seton?
Yeah, Cameron Indoor was going to be one of mine. I've always wanted to go to more racing events.
Ooh.
So like or whether it's Kentucky Derby or
Yes, awesome.
the Indianapolis, Motor Speedway.
I
would
went
love
to
do
Daytona.
those
That was
things.
awesome.
Yeah, I haven't done much of that. A lot of mine for me are soccer stadiums because I really like soccer. And it's weird though because we're fortunate enough doing this that we've probably all been to quite a few stadiums. I've never been to a Dodger game though. I would love to go to a Dodger game.
You know what's interesting, Seton? I'm not a soccer guy at all. Okay, not at all. I really want to go to like a Premier League match. I really want to go to some type of international soccer in the UK or in Spain or whatever, and I want to feel the passion and the energy. I want to feel what that. Do you know off the top of your head, Seton? Like, is there one I should go to?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot for sure.
But like, what's like the most well-known?
Like if you're going to say in Spain, like Bernabeu is Real Madrid, Camp Nou is Barcelona. Those are pretty iconic sports venues.
I've been in Europe a couple times. It's never matched up where there was a Premier League match I could go to.
The crazy thing is that there's so many tiers, and it's almost like people will probably kill me for saying this, but even like almost like the lower you go in some ways, the more passionate it gets in the tiers. So you could have just as good a time in a smaller stadium that holds 5,000 or 10,000 people than you would in a place that holds 60,000.
Got it. Marv, what do you got?
I was gonna say the Rose Bowl. But
Oh,
you
wow.
took my, Fog Allen Fieldhouse at Kansas.
Okay.
I would love to go there, see the Rock Chalk, Jayhawk, that entire thing. But the Rose Bowl, like you said earlier, to me, it's really kind of about the building. I kind of liken it to Madison Square Garden, where LeBron and Kobe don't play the Knicks; they play at the Garden.
Yeah.
Like the arena or the stadium is the star.
Yeah.
So what's so interesting is I feel like we're definitely missing some. I mean, we had multiple Cameron Indoor, we had multiple Rose Bowls. There's got to be like 5 that we're totally missing on. Seton?
Well, yeah, I mean, like nobody has said Wrigley, nobody has said Fenway. Probably
Well,
because
that's
we've been
because
there.
we've all been to those.
Right, no, right, but
probably.
that's what I mean. Like, there's so many
people
that
listening. Yeah, people listening. Go ahead, Paulie.
I'm lucky enough. I've been to a lot of them. A lot of the ones we mentioned, Notre Dame or Wrigley and all that stuff. There's one that popped in my head. I want to see a Pirates home game. Every time I see the Pirates stadium on TV, it just looks gorgeous. It's very well done. The city and back. I've never been to Pittsburgh, and it just looks like a great game day experience. I know they're not a great team, but you talk about the stadium. I think that's a cool stadium and a cool looking city from afar that I've just never been to.